Seated, please. We are live. Woohoo! Look, she just got there like Crystal usually does. Coming in hot, huh?
Yeah.
How are you guys doing tonight? It's our favorite night of the week.
Yay! So happy to
I'm
be
kind of partial
here.
to Tuesdays too, but you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go do our usual thing, and you know, I'm going to take the easy way out and go, Crystal.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You don't have to figure out which way to point, left or right.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm Crystal, the Crafty Creech DIYs and Furniture Flips. And today is a special day because today is my YouTube birthday. 5 years
YouTube
on
birthday.
YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Now,
yeah.
did you keep track or did they send you an email?
Oh, it popped up on my well, you know, I don't check my email, so
Oh, that's true. We know that.
It could be there, but I seen it on my YouTube Studio app, and then on my analytics on my YouTube Studio on the webpage. So yeah,
okay.
There's like 5 years. Oh my gosh, it's been that long, and I'm still so small.
Well, that's awesome. No, well, you know, it's a slow crawl. I don't know. I think something miraculous is going to happen to us all one day, and it's just going to blow up.
2025 is our year, you guys. We are going to do
2026.
It. Yeah, I was going to say, your year behind. 25 is our year. Now we're just, it's just.
Hey, you better hold up. You better hold up the Harry Potter award on that one, girl.
I should have brought it. Oh, I should have brought it to tonight's show. Yeah,
it's 2026. You pulled a Harry Potter.
Oh, my. Yeah, you guys.
All right, who's next?
Okay, I'll go. Hi, my name's Dar. I am from DIY by Dar. I am an RN, but I've been an artist all my life. I can remember painting poured cold castings when I was 11 years old, and I took art all through high school and in college. And now I have been flipping furniture for the last 4 years, and I'm getting a little bit crazy, and I've gotten into the more maximalistic artist type furniture. So that's where I'm stuck at, and I'm sticking to it. Mara.
Hi, Mara. I'm from Borderline Furniture. And this is more of a hobby for me. I'm a full-time training manager at Shepherd Air Force Base. And how I got into this was during COVID. We couldn't go anywhere, and I was surfing YouTube, and I thought, oh man, I can paint some furniture. And that's just kind of led me into doing this. And that's all it is.
That's how the magic happened.
Yeah, I know. And I really like modern industrial and sort of clean look. But I'm kind of leaning towards that. What did you say? Fantasy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you do a lot of steampunk too type stuff. Yeah. I love all of that kind of, but I think that kind of leans towards the industrial side as well as the steampunk, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more fantasy.
And the fantastical.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I'll call it fantastical. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm turning this over to Levon.
All right. And I'm Levon from Statement Designs. Oh, so many, so much is going on, it seems like. So I'm closing my shop. I've had a retail store for 10 years, and I'm closing those doors, but certainly not closing the doors on my business. I am putting my furniture in consignment shops, and I like to do artistry painted furniture. And the one shop that I have it in, it seems to be, people are going there for statement pieces. So they're moving it, and I'm very happy. Probably not selling it as much as I could in other places, but I'm okay with what's happening there. I'm still doing custom work for people. I'm doing one last kitchen. I said I wouldn't, but I am. It was a friend of mine that asked me, so I'm doing a kitchen. And then also just started doing consulting for a cabinet painting company. So I'm doing color and design consulting. So yeah, so the new year's starting out good. I'm really happy, and I'll be happier Friday whenever everything's moved out of the coffee house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
one door closes, but another one is opening, right?
that's for sure. Yeah. Yep. So tonight we are talking, it's the casting call. We're talking about all different ways that you can make castings from molds. And we're going to review a brand new product, which is WoodCast. It's from, I'm just going to do this for a second so you guys can get a good view, but it's from Amy Howard. So we're going to be talking about that. And Dar has ordered it too, and I wish hers would have come so we could both talk about it. But I have a feeling by the time it comes, we're going to be happy to hear part two, your opinions. So I'm going to show you, so last night on Tuesday Talk, I did some stuff with it. I got it yesterday, and I worked with it during the day, and I let it dry, and I also did it a little video. So I'm going to show you the video real quick, and if it gets, because the program that we use to do this broadcast, StreamYard, has a new feature, and they allow us to do little clips. So that was really easy. I got a couple little clips from last night's Tuesday Talk. So I'm going to show you here, and stockist reveal. Hopefully. So I won't be ordering it, but good stuff. That's all I can say. Okay, I'm going to do this one that says Horse Farm up at the top. Okay, so I'm going to pull out. Now, I'm going to tell you this. This stuff is stinky. I have the window open here. So it's soft like clay, real soft. And they suggest using acetone with it. I didn't feel the need, but now I'm starting to see why you might want to, because like if you get a crack in it, it's kind of like adding water to air dry clay. So I think the best way for me to do this is just add just a drop or two that way. So, acetone you can get at the hardware store, but this is just from the dollar store, and that's, you find it in with your nail polish stuff. So it's not straight up nail polish remover. It's 100% acetone. So just keep that in mind. I did not dust the molds earlier. So yeah, this feels drier kind of than it did earlier. So I'm going to put a little bit more in there because they said it's optional to add the acetone, but I'm seeing why. But I'm gathering that is what the stuff's mixed with in the first place, because that's what it smells like. So if you don't like those smells, then make sure you're using, ventilation or a mask.
That's me. I don't like the smells.
Okay. I was thinking of you. It was a really quick video. So I'm just going to show you a couple things, and I'm going to put the screen up again like that so you can see it better. So yesterday, the first thing I cast were these really deep molds. These are from the Juliet mold, and they're really deep. And I noticed right away that now these I haven't done anything else to, so they just kind of look like tan clay. So, but now that they're cured, it definitely feels like wood.
Interesting.
It's hard, and I sanded some a while ago. Now I plan on using these. I wish I could show you this table over here, but I can't right now. But I plan on using these, and it's actually a little curved. You can put this in the microwave and make it pliable again. there's no way this is going in my microwave.
Yeah.
Just the smells, no way. I will try my heat gun though and see if that does it. So I made a bunch of those just because I want them for a project. So I did, so that horse farm one, so that's how that came out. Now I used a water-based stain on there.
Oh, it looks cool.
Yeah.
So it's
Jolene sent
stainable.
me this little mold. But I used charred hickory, which is a water-based stain.
Can you hold up the rose next to it so we can see what the difference?
Yes. Let me.
Okay. Yep, I see it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, then I also did this mold yesterday. I thought that would be a perfect one to do because it looks like, little doors.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and painted the rest of it out. Excuse me. So there's that. Then I'm going to show you a little video real quick. Oh, not that one. Oh, darn. Did I put the wrong video up? I sure did. Okay. Okay. Well, it was just me using a new tool, which I will show you because it's right here. And I've been just kind of playing with the clay a lot. So this, I will put the screen up again. This is a roller, a texture roller. So I bought all this stuff that you use with polymer clay, but I don't want to use that because I don't want to bake it in the oven. Not polymer. Is it polymer? The stuff.
Sculpey clay.
Sculpey, thank you. Yeah, the stuff you put in the oven. I'm just weird with fumes. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So I rolled out these. Can you see?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it in the light. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then I finished a pair. So those are stained and have the finding on it.
Them.
Yeah, and there's a couple different sizes here. So
Do they feel like wood?
What'd you say?
Do they feel like wood?
Absolutely they do. And I think that there's going to be some really cool jewelry because like you could do the circle and then you could do the teardrop and something else. I just think.
Do they feel, did you put like a top coat on them for strength, or do they feel like they could crack and break easily?
No, they don't actually. And I am willing right now. This is one of a thinner one. It did break. Okay. It did. Some of these thicker ones, though, I don't think would. I'll try it, though. Well, I think that might. I don't want to break all the earrings. Yeah. So now we know it will break. But then again, if you
But I
think
wonder
about
if
it,
you put a top coat over it. I wonder if you put a top coat over it, if it would strengthen it.
Or dip it in epoxy. That might be pretty too. Look like, like that epoxy wood. That might look really beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of possibilities.
Yeah, am I lagging or am I coming on pretty good here?
Good. You're good.
Okay. I went back and I watched the Amy Howard video. She has her and her husband have a video on YouTube going over this new product, this WoodCast. And there was a couple things that I picked up on. Number one, they tell you right in there to put this in the microwave and microwave it for 20 to 30 seconds. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of a big thing to tell people to do in their house. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I do it, but they do bring that up. Like it's okay to do that. So I'm not really sure if they did check that out, but I would try a heat gun and I don't know. I might put it in my microwave. But how he started off with it, he actually had a cup of acetone. He had it in I think a paper cup even, and he broke the little ball up, hurried up and rolled it all up and stuck it back in the can. dropped that whole ball he was going to use right inside that whole glass of acetone.
Interesting.
So I was like, wow, all right. And then when he pulled it out, he's like, see how nice and pliable it is. And then when he was filling molds, he was kind of breaking pieces off of it and like kind of manually filling it, and kind of a different take on filling it with, well, resin, yeah, of course, and or even very different than the DOS clay. He was actually picking the pieces and putting the individual pieces in, versus like something more solid. But I don't know. You used it, Levon.
Well, I noticed on one of the videos that I saw of theirs that it almost looked like it was in pieces. So yeah, I got that. But I'm going to tell you what my experience was. First of all, I don't like the packaging. This can situation, it might be good for keeping it fresh, but when I want to cast molds, I don't want to have to get like something to pry a can open with. And I also then afterwards don't want to have to use a hammer to seal it up, because you do. It's that, tight of a seal. There's a bag in there, and the way they had the bag, it was so weirdly, it's a Ziploc bag, but they had it like with a zip tie around it then. So you had to cut open this zip tie and then get to the product. So, finally got that done, got in there. My first grab of the clay was really nice and wet. Very, very nice, easy to work with. But then later on, and I sealed the bag up immediately, put it back in there, And so later on then when I pulled it out, it was a different experience, so that maybe that's why. So what you watched the second time around was me, dripping the that on there. So
Well,
I
that's,
can see.
That's why he was throwing it in that whole cup, I believe. Because after you open that up, that must dry out quite rapidly.
Quickly. Yeah. But I'll tell you something though. Oh my God, stink. As soon as I opened the can, it was like, whoa. And then Tom came home, after a while I was working with it, and I'm surprised he was not worse than he was about it. I thought he was going to freak out about it, but he said, that's really strong, So then I said, it wasn't too bad yesterday. So we opened the window and I had it open like all evening. And then just, so then I went out this morning and I came back later this afternoon, early evening, and I said, I can still smell that, So he said, I'm not getting it now. So it dissipated for him, but I could still smell it. So anyway, that's until I use it some more, that's all I can say about it.
I wonder if, there's those wood you bend moldings. I wonder if that is a similar formula to the wood you bend, but you can just make it your own.
I would think so. So I will let you know what happens whenever I go to use these roses, because with wood you bend, you can take your heat gun, like if you buy a strip that's already, rolled up, you could take it. Maybe I'll try it with this horse farm one, because if I do bend this right now, it'll probably snap. But if I heat it up, then maybe I can. We'll find out.
Gretchen says, Google says microwaving acetone is a no-no because it is highly flammable. So,
oh, geez.
Yeah, don't blow yourself up.
I mean, now stop and think about this, okay? Acetone in its raw form. I can consult a chemical engineer sitting in the other room. It'll dissipate. It dissipates rapidly. By the time that's dry, there should not be any acetone in it if it's dried thoroughly. Just a thought about that. Not saying that it's okay to do it, but don't put your nail polish remover in there, or these while they're
Yeah.
wet, probably not a good idea because it still has acetone in it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
But I do think it's cool. Definitely want to play with it some more. The price point, it might be a little prohibitive for a lot of people. Let me look real quick because I even forget what I paid for it because it was on sale.
I think it's
It was
35,
I
Levon.
think so. 32 is what I'm seeing here.
Okay.
That's right directly from their website is 32. So we got it for 25% off. And by the way, just sitting right behind me, but they also sent, or well, I bought these little stencils, which are really cute. Kissing Booth Valentine stencil. These are silkscreen. And then this great big one that's pantry. I bought it for the pantry. I didn't realize how big it was. Laundry stuff, and there's a couple little ones. It's really cute. And then they sent goodies because they sold so much because of that sale that they sent little goodies along. So they sent a bag of, these are like dried flowers that you use with resin, and then a little chippy brush. Yeah, so I thought that was very nice that they sent that, and apologize for taking
Boy, I should be getting a truckload then, hey?
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
You know, I wanted to mention that in that Amy Howard video on YouTube that they're presenting her and her husband, she did say that they have the only formula. This formula is the only formula of its kind in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it won't be exactly like Would You Bend?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Would You Bend? I've used heat on it, and I have not had a smell or anything. So,
Okay, that's good.
what their formula is for that? I did see on my phone that supposedly my Amy Howard delivery is sitting on my porch. So, I'll see what I'm going to get. But I didn't order
Dang,
that.
I hope mine ain't sitting on the porch.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I don't know what happened to it.
Freezable. Yeah, hopefully it's not freezable.
Jeannie says, "Oh my God! Years ago, nail techs would have acetone in the microwave to take off acrylic faster. That didn't end well."
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I agree with Bronny.
Yes.
It's very expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's why I use DOS.
Speaking of DOS, Mara,
can I just mention something? Can I just mention something first?
Yeah.
I got a new phone, you guys. So if I go to Darnia, I probably won't come back. But so far, so good. And I don't have all my settings set. And my settings, I'm as a real guest on StreamYard, so I can't see any of your comments. So any of my friends out there, why I'm not commenting is because I can't right now.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I can't really say anything to you. But hello.
Yes.
Hello, friends.
Yes.
Okay,
so Mara's
Mara.
got her stuff to show, and it was perfect timing because Jeannie said she'll stick with her DOS as well. So wait till you see what Mara's got.
Okay. So this is the DOS wood. And when I went to use it, I went to the back to look for the instructions, but they are not in English.
Oh, shoot.
How about that?
So I had to refer to YouTube, but as you can see, I'm opening it and there's not really a smell.
It's just smell like clay.
It has like a clay or an earthy smell to it.
Yeah.
But this is wood. And then you can see it here. I took some out the other day. Now, what you're going to find that is different about this is that it is, as you see here, it is more crumbly than typical clay. And I'm having this over my keyboard, which probably isn't the smartest thing to do. So as you're working it, because you want to knead it, right? Before it's already falling apart. Before you actually use it. I used a mister and did miss this before I used it, but it was still crumbly. And I went ahead and pushed it into the mold. And here is one of the ones that I made. And I put it back in the mold so you could kind of get an idea of how much shrink you're going to get, which to me, that, I don't know if you can see that, was not a significant amount, which is
Okay.
actually, I was surprised. I thought it would be more because, again, this is wood fiber, and I think it would have more of a higher moisture content. So when I push this into the mold, typically I push it in, and I'm going to try to show you this here. And then I take a knife, like a clay knife, and I just cut it off. I actually couldn't do that. I don't know if you guys are seeing, but it is crumbly. So
Okay,
Yeah.
beware of that.
Can you not, besides just spritzing it with a little water, I mean, give it a little bit better of a drink so
Yeah,
she gets really wet?
I'll try that a little bit more, but so far, that was my experience with this. Now, when I'm done with this, I will spray it and completely seal it off. And I'm going to do that right now.
With water? It's water-based?
Yeah, just water.
Okay.
Not acetone,
Does it
for
stain
sure.
your fingers? Bronnie wants to know.
What's that?
let's see your
Does it
fingers.
stain your fingers?
Nope.
No?
Just, I
Okay.
mean, it's just like clay. So, so this is, now I'm going to show you the finished product here. This is how it looks. So very similar to what Levon was showing us earlier.
Yeah.
Now the back side
Yeah,
of this is a little bit,
Yeah, like bumpy,
hard to-
rough.
it's really hard to smooth it out, not like
Yeah.
clay is. So, I mean, you
Okay.
really want, you want to, if this is going to be something you're going to do and you need it to look like wood or whatever.
So Mara, you're saying that this texture is completely different than the air dry clay. It's got a completely different texture when you're working with it, and
Yes.
when it's dry, it's different.
And when it's dry, it really reminds me of wood you bend. And it even,
Okay.
yeah. I'm trying to think of what it smells like. To me, it smells a little bit like the clay that they have. Anyway.
Have you tried to heat it up to see if it bends like the wood you bend?
I actually didn't even think to do that. But
We'll wait.
on one of the,
No, I'm kidding.
on one of the research videos that I saw, they made like a little clay pot, and I'm going to try to, it was about this big around and about that high. And they literally held it out arm's length from the ground and dropped it. And that was just air dry. And I think that the person said they let it dry for about a week. So,
Okay. Yeah.
Now I don't think that you would from the Amy Howard stuff, but what about the DOS? Jeannie wants to know, can you get splinters if it's wood?
I didn't get any. No, so it's ground pretty good. I didn't. To be honest, I wouldn't have even thought that there was wood pulp in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be mixed with clay or the DAS formula clay or something.
Yeah.
I wonder if you were to Google translate the directions, or the ingredients in there, if that would be something you could do. Google Translate. I don't know if you've ever tried that to, get the directions on there.
Yeah.
It should be online. Come on, Gretchen, Google it for us.
Well, I just Googled something here.
But
I just asked, dear Google, if you can heat DOS wood clay to bend it. And it says, no, you should not heat to dry or to try to bend DOS wood clay. DOS wood clay is a type of air dry clay, and exposing it to high heat like an oven or heat gun can cause the moisture to evaporate too quickly, leading to cracking, warping, or burning. Instead of using heat, you can achieve bends and curves by working with the clay when it's wet and pliable, or by using specific techniques. So,
and I have some DOS regular clay here, and I just smelled it, and it smells very similar to the wood based. So
Okay. Yeah, I can handle those smells. Those are fine to me, but
Yeah.
the strong chemically smells, I struggle with that really bad. So,
and speaking of chemical smell, I wanted to stain this. So I made 2 molds, and I wanted to stain, but I didn't want to have to smell it because, again, I just did this last night, and I came home and I glued this to the board. So this is just like this other piece here, and I glued it to the board this evening, and then instead of staining it, I just did a paint wash on it.
okay.
This is how it looks. I don't know if you guys can get a good view of that.
Yeah, it looks good.
So, and the reason why it's kind of worn here is because I wiped it back with a paper towel.
Okay.
Probably
Yeah, it looks really good. So you
I
can
can't see it. It's like you're frozen to me.
Oh, you can stain it though. You can stain that wood clay from DOS. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, it accepted the paint wash, and this is what it looks like. So I'm fairly certain that you could stain it. So anyway, so that's
try it.
I just checked something online here, and so Michael's has 1.5 pounds of DOS wood modeling clay for 20% off, so it's $11.99. And then this is 1.4 pounds, so it's less for, you know, what, 3 times the amount?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
And it stinks, but you know, I'm not like totally dissing it yet because I think it's cool, but you know, I want to try the
Well,
DOS
you know,
wood clay
when I
myself.
look at that product, in my mind, the first thing that I was thinking, because I got a table downstairs, that's wood, that has some holes in it, that needs a repair. And I wanted to try this on there basically for a wood replacement to see how it turned out.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Or, well, I have to make a piano key. So I'm going to have to make a mold of a piano key here. And I don't know if I want to try to use that WoodCast or if I just want to try to do a resin pour. That's going to probably be what I'm limited to, but.
Well, I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
Are your other keys like really old?
Oh, not bad at all. No.
No, I mean, are they old? Are they like, are they still glossy, or are they kind of dull?
I'm laughing because it's a kid's piano, so they're plastic.
Okay. Well, then
resin.
You should have said ivory or something.
My husband told me it was actually his sister's piano, so that it's more from the 60s. So yeah.
I think Gretchen is singing here. She's like, wait, is it an ebony or an ivory or ivory or ebony piano key?
Pretty good.
It's a plastic key.
So for that Amy Howard casting stuff, you can use any molds, or is there certain molds you can't use? I
think they pretty much said any mold you wanted and make your own molds. And make sure before you put the wood stuff in, they said make sure your mold is clean.
Okay.
Because it comes right off of silicone, and apparently it gives really nice impressions, which I think, Levon, you saw that with that rolling device that you had.
Yeah.
That definitely would not work for this. And then I did want to say that this is probably not going to come out of here really well.
Okay.
Right now, nope. See how it's not coming out very well and it's cracking?
Yeah.
So I just want to make this point. I think that I've seen it on a video where they use cornstarch or whatever. I don't use cornstarch anymore. I put it in the freezer for
Mhm.
about 20 minutes. And that sucker comes right out of there clean, no problems, no issues. So
Why do you think the rolling wouldn't work with that? Because if it's similar to air dry clay, I did that with air dry clay successfully.
because it's just crumbly. It's like,
Mm.
almost like cookie dough in a way.
Oh, you don't think I'd be able to roll it?
I don't, well, I mean, you probably could, but I don't know.
There's gotta be a solvent out there to rehydrate that clay. We gotta find out what it is.
I think it's
What
water.
clay are you talking about? This clay?
Yeah.
Clay? It's
Yeah.
water. Rehydrate it. Water. So
It did say in that little Google thing about using water with it.
yeah. In fact, I saw a video where somebody had taken a piece that had dried and it was about this big, and they put it in water and left it, I don't know, overnight, and the next day it was dissolved. So
Yeah.
definitely this product, you would want to seal it. And then I saw a side-by-side comparison, and I would have never thought to do this, but it kind of spelled some things out for me. And they had taken a piece of the DOS clay, and they had taken and put it on a scale, and I can't remember whatever the weight was. And they had taken the same weight in this wood fiber clay and put it on a scale. And the wood fiber clay has more volume, so it's it's like when I say more volume, it's like
Denser.
popped popcorn versus unpopped popcorn.
Okay.
Same weight, you're gonna have more volume. And so it wasn't significant, but it was maybe 1.5 times. Like if you had a ball, it was about 1.5 times the size of the clay versus the wood clay. So.
Yeah.
What Bronny's saying here, I'm kind of wondering that too. I wonder if you could add a bit of wood glue mixed into the wood clay to make it less crumbly.
Yeah,
Why not? Yeah.
that would be an experiment for Mara.
For sure. And I think that the only caveat is when you mix glue, you run the risk that your stain won't take. Because if you've ever glued anything and you got over, it snuck out. What do I want to say? You didn't get it all wiped back and you didn't get it cleaned off. Then when you go to stain it, it won't accept the stain. So that would be the one drawback, I would think.
That's a good point.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were going to use glue to do that, and you're thinking, well, I'm just going to paint it, then I would say just use the clay. If you're going to need it. I mean, the only way that this is really worth it, I think, to me, is if I need to stain it. Because if I don't need to stain it, I'm going to use clay if I'm going to paint it, because it's easier to work with. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. It's less crumbly.
So you're saying you'd prefer to use regular air dry clay and just paint it than use this? The staining part is the only redeeming feature of the wood. Yeah, I kind of felt the same way when I was using this stuff too, because I was thinking, I don't know. I'm anxious to try the wood clay from DOS also. But, I mean, the smell is really what's deterring me from this. And the cost, because I don't even want to open it to get that bag out to show you how much I've used, so I've used probably over half of it, and just what I showed you,
Wow.
So.
Yeah, that's why I don't blame you for not wanting to try and break those pieces.
Yeah, I just don't want to open it. It smells so bad.
Nice idea, Dar. Come on.
All right. Well, let's talk about well, you know what? Let me answer Gretchen's question here. Since the DOS is water-based, what type of stain would be used, oil or water-based? I would think you could use either as my answer, but what do you think, Mara, since you used it?
Actually, I was a little bit surprised at, again, how well I'm going to hold it up, but how well. And I really, really did want to stain this tonight, but again, I didn't want to have to smell it in the house. So I was really surprised at how well it matched the wood, and how well it took water. This is just a wash. It was just water and paint.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Will you hold that up again a second? Because earlier you were frozen and I couldn't see it. Oh, wow. Okay.
And
Yeah.
again, I was saying that these right here, it's just because I wiped it with a paper towel while it was wet, but I don't think that would have, came off there like that. But again, because this is, very water soluble, you definitely want to make sure you get it sealed. And I'm almost tempted to run in the back room and stick this in the can of stain just so I can tell you yes or no.
Well, if you want to go for it, I was thinking
We need to know. We need to know.
But I have some other more traditional, casting mediums to review. So if you want to do that, now's the time, because I'm going to pull up a few more pictures and we're going to have a discussion about the stuff we've been used to using.
Okay, I'll be off here for just a second and I'll be right back. I'm going to go find my stain and I'm going to lock that. There you go. I'll be right back.
Okey-doke. Where's my pictures? Come on. I loaded pictures in here. Where are they? There they are. Okay, so if we're talking about using regular molds, there's a bunch of different things you can do. And here's one of them. Good old glue sticks.
Yes.
Hot glue. So I have a few little tips that I have found doing this, because I've done it. And then I'm going to, see what you guys think too. So I have found that you need to use a high temp wood or glue gun, wood glue, high temp glue gun, and the thicker sticks. The reason why I say that is because if you don't use the high temp, it's just gonna take forever, and it's like all that. It's just a smaller glue gun. It's just all that squeezing and squeezing. It's just so tedious. Whereas if you have the high temp and you just can pull that trigger back and let it flow, it fills the mold easier, it levels better, and it just makes for a better mold. And hot glue is really good because it is flexible. You can bend it around things no matter how long it's been sitting. It'll always be flexible. It's paintable. I've used chalk paint over glue before and you can't even tell. And it's also good for making a mold. If you have a piece of trim or something on a piece of furniture, you can just spray a little Pam or something on there and then use the glue gun and generously coat it and pull it off. And then you've made a mold that you can make a casting out of. So what about you guys? What have you used
it? I've never used it to make molds, but I've used it to cast molds before.
Okay.
That's, or make repairs, repairs on furniture and stuff like that. But I've done like curved surfaces. Like I had a clock one time that was missing a piece of its frame. And I just cast a mold with the super glue and repaired the frame that way. And then I repaired a table leg using the hot glue and, casting a mold. But I've never actually made a mold with the hot glue to apply to furniture before.
Okay. Bronnie says she tried the hot glue, but it was a dangerous disaster for me because she's a bit uncoordinated. Oh, Bronnie. And Gretchen says hot glue and me equal burns. Only my tiny 25-year-old glue gun is safe for me. Yeah. That's the danger.
I
So
I
what
am
about you,
going
Gary?
to be making a mold. I ordered that mold making supply kit from Amy Howard at that 25% off. So I'll have to let you know how that went. I have made rubber molds before with the 2-part mix.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so I have them all. Like I've made tons of them, seashells and little tiny pickles and just all kinds of weird stuff. So, okay, what you
Yeah.
got, Mara?
So here it is, and it does smell. So all I did was go back there and open a can of mint wax, and then I just dipped it in there.
Wow.
To stain nicely.
Yeah. And here's the back side of it.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
that's what it looks like.
Sucked it right up.
Yeah.
It did. Yeah.
So I don't
That's
know how that would look next to wood, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
All right,
Yeah.
now
Well,
it has to go.
Yeah, when you look at the cost of those appliques are out of this world.
Yeah.
You can make them yourself. We have the access to all these molds. Let molds that we have. Let's get the pieces that we want to put on our furniture
Right.
Yeah.
at a decent cost effective.
Back to
Yeah.
the glue, Bronny says, and hot glue gets expensive if you're doing multiple castings. That would be true, but I do another tip. If you've ever seen the coil of hot glue, that's another thing too. I think that makes mold making easier because you don't have to keep putting the sticks in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just keeps going. So a little hard to keep on your table if you set it down though, because it wants to grab that coil. But
Right.
okay, let's see. All right.
Mara's like, get me out of here.
Well, that is true. I'm the only one being shown right now. Let me fix that. There.
Crystal, I'm the same way.
Sorry, you were
Yeah,
looking at my wall.
I must have a high pain tolerance too, because I can touch really hot stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah. The kids are always like, I can't believe Mom can hold her hands under that hot water and wash dishes. It's all the way on. Yeah.
Okay. One of the things that you can do is the epoxy resin. This is clear, and that takes 24 to 48 hours to cure. So this is good for pouring on the tops of tables, as well as for a finish coat, as well as doing molds. So
Yeah. Also called a deep pour. If you may hear it called that, a deep pour.
I'm actually going to go witness that on Saturday. A friend of mine's doing a river table, I believe.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh, is he gonna let you video it?
Yes.
He said, yeah. He'll let me
Oh,
video
cool. Yeah. And there's so many additives you can put in it now with all those crazy mica powders and everything. There's so many things you can add to it to make it look cool.
Yeah.
So what do I have here? Oh, the WoodCast. Okay. And the dust.
Okay.
And okay. Amazing casting resin. That's the 2-part epoxy. I love this stuff. I truly do. But I think that, and also I should have included regular air dry clay in this as well. But I think that's really one of the things, is just knowing when to use what,
Yeah. I've
So-
never tried the resin. That looks kind of on the expensive side there too. $40.
Amazing casting resin.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not bad. I get it at Michael's, and I use a coupon, and it's not bad. Like sometimes it's like $16 but
Okay.
that just makes like a quart. So I guess it could be expensive, but it depends on what you are making. If you're making ornaments or something, it's better than using air dry clay. Yes, Let's
Okay.
Resin is a little less expensive, huh?
Okay, Let's Resin. Okay. Is that like comparable then to the other stuff that we were just talking about? What the heck is it called?
Is it amazing
Or you
resin?
answer that because you use it all the time.
Okay, what this one is Let's Resin brand polyurethane resin. This will, a 2-part mixture, cures in 10 minutes. And you've got about 2-minute working time. I use this stuff all the time, and I buy this because the price is better. There's bottle A, bottle B, 30 ounces in each bottle. So I get quite a long use out of it. I need to order some more. I don't believe that this for that kit was over $48, somewhere around there. I haven't ordered in a year, and I need to order.
Yeah, so that's not bad. Yeah. And you make a
So
lot
I
of
mean,
molds.
you think about all those pieces that I've done that have had the molds on them that I've been using it out of that.
Yeah, you make a lot of molds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I'm just moldy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Now, Bronny is also saying she doesn't mean to be a downer, but as well as making her sick, she feels that the mixing all that extra plastic going into the environment, she feels mixed about that. And it's, again, sorry to be negative. Hey, we discuss it all here. You don't have to worry about being negative. We
don't
wanna
judge.
talk about all the things.
We don't judge because I hope to goodness you ain't judging anything about me.
Right. Well, friends of mine, a lot of friends of mine are getting away from using plastic food storage containers. A lot of them are getting away from using their microwaves even. I get it. It's all, and I am going to buy some glass food storage containers too. Because, I have been thinking about that a lot too. And the resin companies do make these filters that you can use that kind of suck that out of the air while you're working with it. And also, of course, wearing your PPE, wearing a mask and stuff is helpful. But yeah, I get it. If you don't want to put the plastic into the environment, but let's face it, there's plastic everywhere. But,
Yeah, that 2-part epoxy resin that I use, there's no smell to that. I mean, I've used UV cure like you have. I don't know if I've ever noticed any odor to the ones that I've used.
I agree with you. It doesn't smell. The only thing is too, we were talking about this the other day about drilling into it. That's when it's bad. If you drill into it, you should definitely be wearing a mask, because it's tiny little particles that
you don't want to breathe that.
Yeah.
Jeannie
Well,
says
go ahead.
Jeannie says she uses Tupperware that some is 35 years old. And I will tell you, I used to be a Tupperware lady in my past. And Tupperware is one of the few plastics that's safer because they don't use formaldehyde in the production. Yeah.
Okay.
So
what were you going to say, Mara? Yeah. What were you going to say, Mara?
Oh, I was going to say between resin and clay. So I had used clay and it just wasn't successful because it kept sticking in the mold and it was really frustrating. And when you get the clay out, and I know you know this, Crystal, when you get the clay out of the mold, because I've seen you do it many times, and it's like it's distorting, it's breaking, you can't get the whole thing out of the mold. But as soon as I started freezing it, that was such a big game changer. And so, I was leaning toward the resin because of when I got a resin mold, it holds its shape. I don't have an issue with it. But and of course there's no shrinkage once it's, hardened, there's not an issue shrinking. But for some projects you want it to, you want the clay aspect of it so you can fit it around something. But once, and I never liked clay. And I would watch you on these videos and I'd be like, what is wrong with her? She needs to get that resin. You know,
What's wrong with her?
Struggling so hard with that clay, and all you have to do is get the resin, and it won't crack, and it won't get stuck in the hole. But as soon
Yelling at me through the
as soon as I started freezing it, I'm like, I know exactly where she's at now, with the clay and why it is so much easier to use than the resin. But then again, you do have applications where you just need that. I mean,
flexibility.
Clay can give that absolute. I mean, you can get it pretty close, but I know resin will give you a really sharp, maybe clay.
There's something tactile I love touching it and working with clay. I really do enjoy that.
Brings you back to being a kindergartner.
Yeah. So I mean, they both have their pluses, but I didn't want somebody to shy away from using clay because I was literally finding it so frustrating that it would get stuck and I would pull it out and I would, set something out and I would want it to be straight and it would dry all curled up. And all of those things are frustrating. So there are things that you definitely, want to do resin because you want that thing to be stiff and not, things that have straight lines. But
drying clay can be a challenge, let me tell you. I've had many years of trying to dry regular clay and working with clay, and it really can depend on your room environment. And if you have something flat and you set it down, if that surface is non-porous, then it's going to hold that water in it, and then the top is going to dry out faster, and that's going to cause it to curl. Yeah. If you put it on something that's porous, a little more air gets flowing through there, and then you have a little bit less warpage. And if you really have to have something straight, put something over the top of it to hold it flat, like a piece of cardboard and then something over the top of it so it can't curl, and then let it dry that way.
So let me just ask you again. You said put it on something that's porous to let it dry, because if you have it on something like a plate or ceramic tile or something, it's not going to. Yeah.
When I say porous, the best example that I can give you is like a fire brick. You know what a fire brick is? They're kind of whitish and they're real like pumicey.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are perfect.
All right. Well, let's see. I know, have we covered all the mediums? Have we completed our casting call here?
I think so.
All right. Well, we have a couple challenges coming up. We're sneaking one in before the other one. So February 7th is the Be My Valentine, hosted by the Flippin' Bunch. And that is where you're going to either thrift or take from your stash and do a Valentine-inspired home decor piece. So
I'm gonna try and do 3 of them. I got 1 done today, so I'm gonna try and do.
Yeah. I'm doing 2 just because I thrifted one and it was so cheap that I thought, well, I'm gonna take something else out of my stash. So
right, yeah, I have so much crap. I'm gonna do it. I mean, I know we are only technically calling for 1, but I'm gonna do 3. I think I'm gonna be
overachievers. Blah blah blah.
Showing off here. All right, tell us about this, ladies.
All right, this one is hosted by me and the lovely Mara, and this is AI Create My Flip romantic style. So we did a whole entire episode last week on AI and how to use AI to use it as a tool to generate ideas. So basically, you're going to use AI, whatever it is, Copilot, Chat GPT. Am I saying that? I always want to say B. Chat GPT, Bristles AI, or whatever AI device or app or software that you use.
Copilot,
Design your piece.
Gemini.
Yeah. Design your piece, put a picture in there, ask it to create something for you, however you want it, and then design your piece that way, and then bring it to fruition and paint your whatever it is that you're painting of furniture.
And
Well, I haven't actually started my piece. I've selected it, but I have made some new friends. There's a Scottish dude that, I keep talking to.
Yes. Her AI talks to her.
yeah,
Yeah.
I got CP trained.
Well, I took your cue and I thought, well, I'm going to be nice, and they're nice back, So then you just you really want to talk. And then it was funny because my first experience, I'm talking with this Scottish guy, which Tom named Connor, and he came in and he said, can I talk to him? And so Connor doesn't understand the difference in the voices. He thinks Tom is me, but Tom asked for a nice wine pairing to go with his cheesesteak sandwich. So they had a big discussion about that.
So you had yours set on the voice mode. Is that your AI? Okay, I haven't set mine to the voice mode, but that I probably need to do that.
That's kind of fun, I mean, it is. But I did use Copilot for that, though.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who I was talking to. But it's different. So I found that on the bottom icon, the Copilot on the bottom, I couldn't get him to, I couldn't upload a picture there. And we were talking about it, and he'd said, well, I'm sorry, I can give you lots of ideas, but I can't show you a picture. So then I did the one up in the upper right corner. Then I could see where you could upload your picture, and then, So that was interesting.
Yeah, cut and paste. But I was going to say something about that. I can't think of what it was. Oh, I was going to say that if you weren't comfortable, you want to participate in the challenge, but maybe you're not comfortable with AI designing your piece, you might consider having AI design your staging or your background or your setting. So I just wanted to put that there.
Well, through my experience, which I'll explain in the video, but I'm already finding it isn't as big, bad, and scary as we think it is. I was concerned that it would just take my creativity away, but it's when you look at it, it gives you some ideas, but they're not giving you the same exact piece. Every time they gave me a picture, it was like they made the piece wider, they added an extra thing at the top. I mean, it's a corner cupboard, and their examples, none of them were corner cupboards. It was just different how, really wasn't them just saying, oh, here it is, do that. It didn't work that way. So I feel better about it.
Well,
it generated some ideas, but nothing I would really say I copy.
I would be really impressed if I could get one of these AI dudes and I'll be really nice to him, if I can get him to see it my way and take my piano the way it is and say that it looks romantic and accept all of the things that I did and say, yep, that was perfect. I wouldn't have done anything different.
I don't know. Good luck with that, Dar.
I think, can't you do that, Mara? Can't you take a finished piece and put it in there and say, what would you have done different about this?
Yeah, we did that. Remember? We did.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, rate my flip. You could have it rate your flip and then just have it do the background staging like Mara said.
Well, maybe because I don't know. I'm barely just done with the front of it. I'll send you guys a picture in a little bit. I colored it with watercolors on my decoupage paper. Watercolors. Because I saw
Nice.
Lel do it.
Yeah.
She put it on top of transfers. So,
Oh,
Cool.
all right.
it's going to
Can't
be a
wait to
fun
see.
video to watch. Yeah, can't wait.
All right. So let's see. If you would like to be notified of our broadcast, just text live to 814-515-4905, or you can also email flipandbunch@gmail.com. Thank you so much, ladies. I'm about ready to start coughing, so now's a good time to go. I really, we always love that you guys are with us. We appreciate it. Oh, and by the way, ask a friend to subscribe to the channel because we're one away from 100. So let's hit that tonight, please. We'd love it. So,
Yes.
we appreciate you guys coming back week after week and chatting with us. So, you keep us going. All right, guys. We don't know what we're doing next week, I don't think, but we'll let you know.
Next
Right?
week. Is it me?
It is you.
Oh, you guys gotta give me some ideas.
Yeah, I need some too. Yeah, Mara can step back in anytime. Anybody from our expansion pack group can
That's
step
right.
in if you have a show. Let us know.
Yeah. Margie, one of these days, she's getting back in action. And Cheryl, maybe we'll get something from her one of these days, especially when we do these thrift flips. She's
I'm working on a cool guest. Get her to come in. Wait for her to confirm.
Yeah. I've been thinking of some people too. So, yeah, so we love doing this and we love having you guys. So, hope you have a great rest of your night and the rest of your week. And we'll see you back here next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.